craving a sweet and bubbly drink, consider exploring sparkling water with lemon or limes, or you can do infused water with fresh fruits and herbs. This will give you a refreshing taste without the harmful effects of the added sugars. Lastly, because breaking the sugar habit can be so challenging, ensure that you stay accountable and get support. Join a wellness and fitness community, maybe like WellFit, or get support from friends and family. Tell them what you're committing to and the changes that you're trying to implement so that they can hold you to it and help you in the weak moments. Having a support system can make a significant difference and help you to stay on track. At Sunrise Fitness, we believe in a holistic approach to health. Choosing water over soda is just one small step towards a brighter, fitter future. Thank you for joining us today. I am Camila McDonald, urging you to stay well, stay fit, and seize the day. See you for another workout and wellness session soon.
And if you're gonna pick up a big ship aesthetic throughout the whole show today, because we have a theme, a nautical theme, a port theme.
It's feeling shippy in here.
Yeah. It is definitely one of those mornings. You ever notice that June people feel like and Jesus went to Bethlehem Primary? Like people who born in June just think that they're the most effervescent, lovely. Oh, you know, I'm a June bag, like
sounding a little bad mind over here. I'm just saying it's just sounding a little bad mind.
Hold on, no. Remember, I said me born in November. Remember, I said me say Scorpio. I have no reason to be bad mind about anybody born in India.
Allow the June people to live their best life.
But it's just hilarious how much they think that. To be fair, I do like June people.
Good morning, June people.
June people feel like because they're born in the summer, and there's something special about being born in the summer. Good morning to everybody born in June. All who born in June, skip around.
Wait. I'm March now.
No, you're March?
Yeah,
yes, you're March.
We don't skip around for Juners.
Yeah.
How are you though, Dennis?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's nice to see you in this capacity.
It's always a pleasure to be here in this capacity.
Indeed, and it is going to be a special morning, as I did say.
Yes, I'm looking
Port
forward
Authority
to it.
of Jamaica. There's a whole takeover this morning. So if you're wondering, what the whole nautical theme that I was talking about is about, you'll have to stick with us to find out.
I'm excited. I want to learn some more about the Port Authority. I feel like, since I'll be expecting shipments for myself, I'm speaking it into being.
Well, if you want to connect with the Port Authority, that sounds like some big shipments.
Hey.
Hence, the Freddie McGregor and the Big Ship family bringing us in this morning. But lots of stuff happening. Your motivational quote of the day, for instance.
I love it.
Your motivational quote of the day is: if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. I have a dream.
Oh, right.
Different speech, but same person.
I see that. That's
Martin
Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King said that. So you got to keep moving forward. Don't stop.
No, but it's a real thing. And especially now, there's so many people going through so many things. So if you are one of them going through a ton of stuff and you're like, no, man, this is rough, the place feels heavy. With a lot of things happening and a lot of things going on, and just feel like thing after thing after thing. Keep walking, keep crawling, keep moving, because trust me, moving. Just don't stop.
T to the K.
Good morning again. Good morning, one and all. While we're in the break, I had to stop over to our YouTube page. Let me tell you, the YouTubers, Sunrise YouTubers.
It's live.
On a festive,
It's live.
On a festive, we're not gonna tell no lie. So we'll have some YouTubers that follow us. A lot of you. you come and follow us every morning. And they're hilarious. Sometimes I'm just in the comments listening and watching, you know, hilarious. A lot of greetings from Mrs. Kitty as well. So, Mrs. Kitty, you're missed as always, and we're looking forward to seeing you, yeah?
Indeed.
But let's jump into it. So, panic sets in, unidentified remains found. In a recent update, a sex offender has admitted to his involvement in Daniel Anglin's missing persons case. This from Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey. The St. Peter Claver primary school teacher, 29-year-old Daniel Anglin, disappeared last month after allegedly leaving home for school but not reaching her destination.
Yeah, it is a very sad ending. It's looking like a very sad ending. I've got to say a very good investigation, but a very sad ending.
I was, you know, when I was watching the press briefing, I saw that they utilized the Jamaica Eye. It seemed like they utilized a whole lot of canvassing, a whole lot of. It really was phenomenal work on the part of.
It was, and I, you know, commendations to the investigators, but commendations to the people of Helsha. I believe Helsha it was, because I always say it. I've said it here many times. You don't solve a crime. Police don't solve crime by themselves. You know, something happens, you need the people's support. And some of the times in community, well, in this particular community, a combination of people sharing information, sharing the technology, it puts you in a position to come to a conclusion. Yeah. And so kudos to
Absolutely.
them. And I wish more communities were active in, you know, something happened, all right, we're gonna help you get to the bottom of this, you know, rather than saying, oh, no need for do something, you know. But it is just so sad, and something was said yesterday, and I'm endorsing it. This whole business of these rideshare companies, you know, I tell female friends of mine, sometimes unless you know the driver well, sometimes it better you stick to the taxis that you know from long time, because it is so unfortunate that, you know, there is concern, or there was concern previously about robot taxi and what taxi is a legitimate taxi, and then all of a sudden now you have these modern ride share apps that are now coming, trying to be a Jamaican version of Uber. When, like, what is the vetting process for your drivers?
Later, Daddy. Take care of Grandpa.
Saka, it work.
The function of the Port Authority, two of the main functions of the Port Authority of Jamaica is port regulation and port development. And at the Palliative Department, the role we play is to support the Port Authority in achieving success in those areas.
Okay, so when we look at your role, sometimes people have a difficulty in delineating between Port Authority, Customs, Marine Division of the JCF, Coast Guard. So locate where you are in the nexus of, you know, governance of our coasts and port.
Okay. All vessels calling at Jamaican ports are required to have a licensed pilot on board. Port Authority focus on port safety, ship safety, port development, regulatory compliance, and enforcement. So when we talk about maritime traffic and facilitating international trade, the Port Authority plays a very critical role in that area. And we also support the local economy by virtue of the trade facilitation activities.
Indeed, the when we know that persons who specialize in pilotage, they go to school for a long time. It is a very specialist area. Tell us about the importance of like pilotage in the whole ecosystem of the port.
Okay. First of all, let me tell you that a marine pilot is a specialist. They are local experts in navigation and hazard, and they are also ensuring that vessels that call at our ports, the risk are assessed and carefully managed to ensure the safe docking and undocking of the vessel. So key, every port facilitates international trade. Ports are gateway to the international trade.
Yes.
And therefore, for you to facilitate that, you need the vessels to come into and out of the port safely. And it is the marine pilot who carries out that function. So if you ask me about the critical functions that we play at the Port Authority and at the Pilotage Department in particular, you're talking about regulatory enforcement and compliance. You're talking about port safety. You're talking about ship safety. You're talking about stakeholder engagement because we cannot do it alone. You're talking about trade facilitation and, of course, effective communication.
I'm happy you asked that question. I'm very big on nutrition. So it's not so much about calories for me. It's more what is in the food. What am I getting from it? So when I look at it, I need to see some fiber and I need to see some vitamins and minerals, and protein is a big one.
While you're talking,
always
because I'm hungry, then it's into the talking, you know. I'm into the food. So while you're telling us,
you know, as a matter of fact,
see if we can make it.
We can whistle and ride.
Ride and whistle, please.
Right. So this is what I'm going to make for you this morning.
Yes.
Now, I'm not a big breakfast girl, you know, but sometimes I like to have a little late breakfast. So, you know, when you get up early, on Saturday morning and so, and little rain a fall, and you know, you want to whip up something. This is what I call a nice sardine omelette. And I don't know if you know about this, but sardines are very good for you. Great in omega-3s. It's a great source of calcium. Those little bones in the sardine that we like to pick out, eat the bones, people. Eat the bones. The bones are good. Crush it up, you're not going to taste it anyway. Like it. So we're going to mix up put our vegetables in our pot. Then it look like you have done this before. I like a man who knows to shake a pot, you know. This jam. Of course, the vegetables that I'm using tomato and peppers and onions. And you know me, if callaloo ain't in it, I'm not interested.
The first thing I said was, Shelly, how are you using the callaloo today?
Yes,
Where's
you know,
the
we have to
callaloo?
add a little callaloo. And as far as I'm concerned, callaloo is a superfood, you know. Callaloo give us little fiber, little vitamin, little protein, and it's good. It tastes good. It's available all year round. And for those who are concerned about your pocket, it's cheap. So get some callaloo. Yes, man, and as you can see, Dennis is doing an awesome job of tossing around our vegetables. And you want to make sure that your vegetables toss around nice. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and add in our sardines. Now, this is the sardines with the little jalapenos in it. And I like the fact that they add flavored sardine because, you know, that just make it a little tastier. And we like our flavor in Jamaica, of course. And you're just going to give that a little chance, make it saute up a little while we whip up our eggs. Now, as you can see, this is a nice, quick, easy little breakfast. And listen, for those who think say you have to go buy expensive things, I don't think I spend a whole heap of money right here. This is a nice, easy thing.
It really is. Little tomato, little onion, little callaloo, 1 egg or 2. How many eggs?
I have 2 eggs in this mixture right here.
This is a lot, though. This look like it might need 3.
Dennis, you have to go share. Yes,
no, I'm just saying in terms of to get the omelette happen.
All right, well, here we are going to do. You see all of them tossing that you're doing? Just get a little shimmy, make it spread out.
Let me the fork, please.
No, man, just give a little shimmy, make it spread out in
and
the
then
pot.
that's it. And then leave him now.
Mrs. Brooks, it looks like you have Dennis doing some cooking. I like that for you.
I studied at the CMU. I studied navigation, and then I went to sea, and then I applied at the Port Authority, and I got the position. Yeah.
So when you hear the role of dispatcher, what do dispatchers do?
All right, so we communicate with shipping agents and the pilots to ensure safe navigation of ships within the Jamaican ports.
So we were talking about pilotage and that role earlier, but you play a critical role with the pilots because if the pilots are not talking to the right people, then you could have chaos.
A lot of chaos. So what happens is that the agents liaison directly with the ships, and they give us the information, the type of ships, the date, time, all of that, and then we pass that on to the pilot.
So help me understand, like, the importance of the information, because somebody might tell me something about a ship and it means nothing to me.
They
tell you something about the ship and you know exactly what it needs to do, where it needs to go.
Right.
Just a little bit of, open us, move the curtain and help us understand what's going on behind the scenes.
All right, so for example, a cruise ship coming into Ocherius, the agent will call us, give us the time. So for example, tomorrow, 7 o'clock. So they give us the time, the berth that is going to. We now pass on that information to the pilot. So the pilot has to be in that port for, well, before 7 o'clock to be on board to carry her in safely. So my job now is to ensure that he's fully informed of traffic in that port. So for example, 2 ships coming into Ocherius.
So you need to be able to know who is coming in.
Right, and update the pilots accordingly.
And Jonathan, you know, for those persons who, you know, might be interested in pursuing this, you mentioned where you trained and things like that, but what type of subjects then, if a student is watching this and is interested, would they be geared towards, or is it more so on the job or CMU training?
All right, it would be CMU training. It would be CMU. On-the-job training, of course. Subjects, I wouldn't be able to give you the specifics, but I'm sure it's online, because everything is online nowadays.
I'm Tami from Lashon Cosmetics, Jamaica's only vegan organic makeup brand. We are the exclusive makeup sponsors for this year's MSW events 14-14-14 Mask Wedding. Our talented team of makeup artists will be providing complimentary bridal makeup services for all brides, and we're so excited. So, if you have a wedding coming up, you can find us at LashonCosmetics.com or on Instagram at Lashon Cosmetics.
So using your language, the Data Protection Act says you can do that, but you must follow these rules. That's the difference. And where it flows from is that this is grounded in our right to informational privacy. All Jamaicans have a right that the government has said nobody can use our information without our authorization. That's a constitutional right. The only time you can restrict a constitutional right is when you do so in accordance with a law. So the Data Protection Act is that law, contrary to what people think, that allows you to process personal data. So it's not don't do that. It says you can do that.
But you must. Okay, but then I have some challenges, because media houses, our job is to put out information and collect information and share information. And in the past, sometimes media houses have gotten into trouble for how they've shared information. Media houses collect information. What you're saying to me is that the Data Protection Act mandates any business or entity that collects people's information to handle that information in a particular way. How does the Act impact what media houses do every day?
Well, what media houses do every day that is of great concern is your sources of information and the nature of information you disclose. Everything that's private about an individual. The Data Protection Act actually recognizes that, and the Media Association and relevant entities did a very good job at safeguarding, well, not even safeguarding, but ensuring that you can do your job. The Data Protection Act actually says you are not bound by the same sort of data processing standards as other controllers, in that you do not have to notify a data subject when you're processing their data. There are a lot of exemptions that you benefit from as a result of being a media house.
We're 22 pilots currently.
22?
Yes.
Wow. And so, again, it's a specialist skill. Tell me a little bit about, you know, that specialization and how long it takes for you to really get good at it to be a pilot.
Okay, well, a marine pilot is basically a skilled mariner that is, what you call this one now, trained and practiced in close quarter maneuvering and navigation. We bring vessels alongside safely to assign berths around the ports around the island. We basically are certified by the Port Authority to do so, and we go on board as in an advisory capacity to the masters during their transits of the ports.
So this is a location-specific post then, because, for example, you couldn't just get up then and say move to a different country and become right.
Right. So help me understand. As a marine pilot, as a Jamaican marine pilot, there are ships that are coming from abroad that don't know Kingston Harbor.
Correct.
Or that don't know Ocho Rios or Falmouth or Montego Bay.
That's correct.
It is your job when they get in certain proximity to go out to them.
That's right.
And then you pilot in.
That is correct, yes.
So...
Oh, so you don't stay like in an office and say, move to the left, 10 clicks to the left, 10 clicks to the right, nothing like that?
No, definitely not. No.
And so you know the space, and so you take the ship where it needs to go.
Pretty much. In putting it in layman's terms,
yes, please.
There's no way I could walk through your house in the middle of the night without hitting something over.
Yeah.
But you could do it, right?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
So
That's where we come in.
So then, Cyprian, that means that you can pilot a cruise ship, what am name that bring in the containers again? The cargo ships, all ships?
All of them.
Huh.
Yes.
All right, students.
Bad influence.
Is it? Go again?
Bad influence.
That is correct. Hey, on the smart, you know. Whatever's happening at this school needs to continue on the smart band. All right, next question. In what country are the 2024 Olympics being held, the Summer Olympics being held? Is it Tokyo, Japan? Is it B, Rio in Brazil? Is it C, London in the UK? Or D, Paris in France?
Paris in France.
Paris in France. Faculty. Come on. Come on. All right. The Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are connected by which man-made waterway? Is it A, the Panama Canal, B, the Amazon, C, the Mississippi?
Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal. That is correct. All right. We have some more questions here. Solve the Jamaican riddle. What goes up but never comes down?
Is that age?
That is correct. The answer is age. And we have more questions. Which planet is known as the red planet? Is it? No, I didn't take it to the options. Mars. All right.
Mars.
That is correct. Oh, so smart. All right, let's do one more challenge. And this challenge is, I'm going to say the dance. And the first team to buzz in will get to do the dance. All right? The dance is the bogle. All right? So let's dance. Yeah. All right, so that is 5 points for the students. And unfortunately, we have come to the end of the early morning game show this morning, and our winners are the students, 24 to 17.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVMTV.
Thanks for staying with us. And you know, time flies when good things are happening and we're having all the fun in the break. But we do want to share with you what our final thoughts are on the topic. Raman, them survives cartel, the phenom.
You can enjoy the music. Where do I look? This camera, fantastic. Enjoy the music. But then remember where it's coming from. Remember the influence. Art can be dark, but it can also be very inspiring. And I think that Vybz Kartel, as controversial as he is, can be a very inspiring figure. If you ignore even momentarily what he's been accused of. So, yeah, that's that.
Shelley?
Well, I'm still trying to work out the summertime song that Cartel did many, many years ago is still one of the baddest summertime song in 2024.
It's like you feel ready for some of those.
It's summertime. Anyhow, Vybz Kartel is a phenomenon, and I just think that, paying attention to this case, I think is a great lesson for us to all, just kind of pay attention and see how it rolls out, how it plays out, because as Jamaicans, it is in our interest for our justice system to work for everybody. And, for the persons who are concerned that there's some bias here, hopefully you are proven wrong in the results of this case.
All right, and I would not be fair if I actually left this table. I did not ask them the simple question. Ramon and Shelley, come June 10, I believe it is, Ramon, you can't remember. Come June 10, there's a decision to be made. In what angle do you expect the decision to be made? Ramon, do you want to go first here again?
I expect justice to be done. That is it.
Reporter's answer. Shelley, yes. I know you're not afraid. What do you think of that?
I'm not afraid either, but me believe that justice will be done.
No, come on, man. Let us be factual at this table.
All right, so you're asking what I think would be done?
Yes.
Okay, I think justice will be served, but what I am concerned about is if it is that they decide to go ahead and retry this entire thing and retry the entire case, I don't know if we can afford it, and I don't know if the result that they expect to come off it will come off it, or if it will have very negative results in the other side. I think the latter might be true.
Okay, I like that. So I will just simply state that for me, I will always continue to enjoy the music. The same way I can enjoy the music of other persons overseas, like R. Kelly, like many others who find the music, art. No, man. Music, art. Just like how we can enjoy people for the things that they've contributed to this world, we also have to remember that we have a duty bound to ourselves to be informed, to not show up at court for a civil case expecting to see somebody standing outside. We should all appreciate the artist for the man that he is. We should appreciate the fact that he's brought to the table something that has helped to engender and build on our country, for me, because he's given us something good. And I ultimately want to say, free up the rest of your Tuesday and have some fun. That's a wrap for the round table. Thank you to our guest, Ramon Gordon, reporter and producer here at CVM, for bringing some insightful perspectives. And enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, guys. As you go forward into the world, remember, be good and be on purpose. And remember, June 10th shall be an interesting day for us all. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Hold on steady, we're moving off at lightning speed, yeah. Take a seat and wait till I'm ready. I'm coming, so hold on steady, yeah. Big ship sailing